next speaker right here, surprisingly, came with a certain level of fire. And if you think I lie, me I tell, watch Dana dance. Wanna watch the Dana dance? No, seriously. This a man a come with an energy when me never see it. Look for the Dana dance. We do it for the love, we don't do it. Watch it down. Hey! What me say? BMP, they on fire. Me say the people they not play with Holness. They not play with Holness. More than taking that speech. Mighty God of Daniel. Hey, it's serious, people. It's a fight for democracy. It's a fight for freedom. I mean, I have to say much, God. This man almost say everything. This man asks all I right question them. Some question them I hear nobody else ask. You know, listen to Virginia.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Comrades on the platform. His Worship the Mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew. Councillors from the St. Andrew, the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. Councillors from the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. And of course, councillors from the Portmore Municipal Corporation. His Worship, the Mayor of Portmore, Senator Peter Bunting, Region Chair and MP Dennis Daly, MP Natalie Nita Garvey, MP Anthony Hilton, Senator Damian Crawford, and all others on the head table. Good evening. Comrades and residents of Portmore, my presentation
Dr. Dayton Campbell does pull up the number.
of St. Catherine, Comrade Norman Scott, Secretary of I won't say settle down, because the days of settling down are over.
Only hear that?
But I want you to pay attention for a few minutes. I won't be long. You can time it. I am here this evening to make a few points and to ask a few questions. Let me start with the easier question first. A year ago, the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party campaigned all across Portmore with somebody by the name of Markland Edwards. And he said to the people of Portmore, Markland Edwards is my candidate for Mayor of Portmore. And the people of Portmore rejected Markland Edwards. And the Prime Minister take it personally, because a rejection of Markland Edwards was a prediction of the rejection of Andrew Holness. The rejection of Markland Edwards was a prediction of the rejection of Robert Miller.
Embarrassing.
The rejection of Markland Edwards was a prediction of the rejection of Terry Mandarin.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
It was a prediction of the rejection of Terry Mandarin. And when them decide that if left unto our own, we will reject Terry Mandarin and the rest of the clones, they conceived of a scheme. They conceived of a scheme to invalidate your ballots. First question I'm going to ask the class, because I see one little video circulate with one so-called teacher named Terry Mandarin can't even add 1 and 1 and get 2.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
That is funny, honey.
Hey y'all, please remember to hit the like button. I know y'all come in sometimes and y'all forget, but the main thing, man, y'all gotta hit the like button, man.
The class, because I see one little video circulate with one so-called teacher named Terry Mandarin can't even add 1 and 1 and get 2. So make me sure to know how real teacher keep real school. Do you think, students, that if Andrew Holness candidate did win the direct elected mayor of Portmore, do you think they would have come now to cancel the authority of your ballot? On to pass that question, I have a second question to ask. Is there any deeper commitment to democracy than to have the people directly elect their mayor? So if they claim that democracy is the reason for doing this, why are they cancelling the Charter of Portmore, which gives the authority of the residents of Portmore to mark a ballot directly for their mayor? Let me tell you what this Terry Mandarin bill is really about. It is about a leader upset because he was rejected, going to cabinet and conceiving of a scheme to come like a thief in the night and rob you of your democratically elected mayor of Portmore. Portmore people, are we going to stand for that? Are we going to stand for that? Are we going to stand for that? All right, the next thing I'm going to share with you this evening, this argument that parish status is a prerequisite for development. One thing about being an environmental scientist who is also a politician, there's hardly any part of Jamaica that I don't know. So I'm going to talk to you now about a town named Junction in St. Elizabeth. Junction is one of the fastest growing commercial districts in Jamaica. Are they going to say that the roads that Junction need and the water that Junction need and the additional cell towers and utility poles that Junction need, Junction can't get it if Junction not turn parish too? Let's talk about Orakabessa, one of the fastest growing areas in Jamaica's tourist area. What am I going to say? That the additional water that Orakabessa needs, Orakabessa not get it unless Orakabessa turn parish too? If parish status is a prerequisite for development, you mean to tell me say Negril going to have to turn parish before Negril get the development that Negril needs?
Embarrassing.
And if parish status was the prerequisite for development, St. Mary have everything where St. Mary need?
Embarrassing.
Kingston have everything where Kingston need?
Embarrassing.
St. Thomas have everything where St. Thomas need?
Embarrassing.
Comrades, we have seen this kind of behavior before. But the countries that usually display this kind of behavior are not the countries that Jamaica love to love. We are a country that took our first real step to democracy from 1944 under the hands of the People's National Party with universal adult suffrage. We took our second step with political independence. But perhaps the third and most important step was when the leaders of the country in the late 1970s to the early 80s, when they saw what was becoming of our politics, because a party headquarters could use its majority in parliament to make constituency boundaries, and the country said, no more. We established the Electoral Advisory Committee, followed by the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. And while I won't spend too much time talking about that tonight, because more qualified persons than I am here to speak about that, let me mention this part of it to you. It is the Electoral Commission of Jamaica that is celebrated all across the world that has brought Jamaica's democracy to the level of maturity that we have now. And all because of a failing politician who I am going to call gerrymandering. They have decided to take Jamaica on a reckless path, the likes of which no other mature democracy has ever seen before. And I am going to say to Portmore people tonight, them could have cut, them could have carved, or them could have chopped. If their intention is to create a stronghold for gerrymandering, then send him go him yard from now, because the only stronghold he ever have are the stronghold in him yard. But as for East Central St. Catherine, as for of which no other mature democracy has ever seen before, and I am going to say to Portmore people tonight, them could have cut, them could have carved, or them could have chopped. If their intention is to create a stronghold for gerrymandering, then send him go him yard from now, because the only stronghold him a go have are the stronghold in him yard. But as for East Central St. Catherine, as for the people of East Central St. Catherine, we have had enough. 108 months have been more than enough. So my job tonight is to say, call it no Anjo. Anjo, call it no. Where are we at PON? That the color if you so certain that the color dot or the blue comma, whatever it name, if you so certain say that poll is right, call it no, brother. Just call it no. If you so certain when you are to Resilience Park with Big Rob and Short Dread, if you so certain say Portmore people are going to hug up Resilience Park and Lego democracy, call it now. And more importantly, comrade, if you think that man we go out of Gregory Park and say him having groundbreaking ceremony for clinic, and clinic no bill 108 months later. If you think that, brother, we go Cayman and Site A and stop the work that Claude Hamilton and Leon Thomas and Raymond Pryce were doing to make the field, and say we go build mini stadium 108 months later, no stadium, no bill. If you believe, say the people of East Central St. Catherine never get it in the first term, never get it in the second term, and think say we stupid and we are going to wait for third term loading.
Embarrassing.
Call it, brother. Final thing I'm going to say. I hear somebody asking if a Raymond Pryce that really attack. Yeah, a Raymond Pryce this really attack. Because let me tell you something. There is a time and place for suit and tie. and there's a time and place for speaky and spokey. But the time now is for us to stand together as one and say that our democracy and our freedom is more important than Big Rob and Terry Mandarin. So my job tonight is simply to say to all of you well-thinking people, one simple X beside the head. One simple X beside the head. We will use our head and get rid of that dread.
They got to go, they got.
Thing to say. No bad thing say. People fool over yasso. Faval coming at the newspaper and Tufton coming at the newspaper. Bernard Lodge for hospital. They not the same Bernard Lodge 2 weeks ago was supposed to be for the modern agricultural sector. Not the same Bernard Lodge was supposed to be the STEM Academy. Not the same Bernard Lodge was supposed to be the new prison. So what? The hospital are going to get on top of the STEM Academy, and the STEM Academy are going to get on top of the prison. DJ, me no usually select music, but I'm gonna select a music tonight. You know the one by Carter where say Unstoppable? No, play it. Pull up. Why you play it after me say this? Whether it name East Central St. Catherine or it name Northern Portmore, the solution is the same. X beside the head. We are unstoppable.
Mr. Speaker, I repeat, based on what is set out here, the effect of this bill is solely for the purpose of creating political advantage. Mr. Speaker, I quote, the most difficult of the three was Portmore Pines, and we have made it much easier now. I have been fighting before 2011, when we had the last boundary change, that Portmore should not go to Spanish Town. And today, I am happy to say that we have the boundary that we wanted all along. Quarry Hill, Lakes Bend, Lime Tree Grove, Grange Lane, on that side will no longer be in Portmore. And I go further. Mr. Speaker, when we take off Portmore from St. Catherine, it's a different ball game. We have what? 41 seats now or 42 seats? Out of this 42, they have 12 in Portmore. We want 2, they want 10. Yet they won the St. Catherine Parish Council by 1 seat, even though they carry 10 from Portmore. Now, we give them back them 10 seats. Leave us alone over here. And it means that under no circumstances PNP can ever win the St. Catherine Parish Council again. Never again. Mr. Speaker, those are the words from the former senior cabinet member of that side and member of parliament for Southwest St. Catherine. Those are not my words. So when I hear the minister get up on a stop point or stand it on a point of order, and his conscience is not setting him free.
Yeah, people, I mean, I tell you, say, the speaker them bring the fire. No, I'm not going to play all the speaker them. Like me say, it's a few speakers, so I have to go over there, go watch BOJ TV on yourself, you know. Alright, you have to go watch a full clip on yourself. Now, this man when we just play a while ago, boy, hey, these people, I don't think the JLP have an appreciation for the Portmore people them love for democracy, their love for their independence and the power that the People's National Party has facilitated them. You know, everything what them ask for, them give them. You hear the mayor talk about how the people them can call probably them any time and them have to run go meeting. Them and them serious about serving the people them. Them can't, it not gonna work. This what them a do, and that God it not gonna work. Cause God not sleep, you know. God not sleep. So that. I may tell you say, if you remember to do this. That's all. Hey y'all, please remember to hit the like button. I know y'all coming sometime.